Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Flex and Joe back to do another quick recap here. So we are still a few days behind. I'm trying to play catch up, and we're going to go over Thursday, November 14th. Right, so I'm going to try to do this in one quick hot take. So apologize for any mess ups or screw ups, but here we go. So let's start with NQ. So what was NQ doing? Look at here where we closed. NQ closed right here, right? And we were really chopping over in the overnight session. And then going into the open, we were CBC short. And we appeared to be trying to hold the golden zone of the session low to the session high right here. Okay, so here you can see the golden zone. You can see the buyers were trying to defend that. And then right off the open, we do have a pop, but ultimately that pop fails and we close back down below VWAP and back underneath that 10-minute 20. Now, we were CBC short, so there really wasn't a lot of reason to take this long, other than maybe just trying to, you know, play this bounce here off of the golden zone. And as you can see, like, buyers were trying to hold it. Now, we get a really weak candle by candle flip here, and I don't like this long wick above here. I would have been, you know, really looking to see if that was just a weak flip and to see if we were going to hold the short. Now, if we take this same chart and we go down to the 2-minute time frame, I've been trying to talk to you guys about catching some of these entries. We were right here. Okay, so let's just take note, right? This is your first 10-minute candle, these first 5 minutes. Now, you get an instant knife back through. So you're really, you know, just kind of playing more prediction here. Seeing that you have this rejection, those who are very skilled at price action will see this large rejection on the news candle at 8:30 and say, okay, we've come back up and tested the news candle and we can't clear over the highs, and they would take the short here, or when they see some rejection, maybe here back under VWAP, even through here. Okay, but for those who are playing the system and want to wait for the candle by candle flip and then the 2-minute EMA pullback, this is that entry right here, and that entry offers a pretty good trade. You could get in here. Maybe you see this rejection off of the 2-minute 20. You take it, and you'd be risking, you know, about 8-10 points here. You know, from like, let's just say from like a 12 entry, risking, yeah, about 10 points. And then from that 12 entry, you see that all the way down here, you get about 40 points, right? So, you know, it does chop some more. It comes back up to that entry. Your original risk is still valid. It's now, you know, rejecting that, what I call the belly button, right? That mid orb level. And then it knifes down pretty hard. So you had a couple different opportunities to take the short, and they were all valid. The tough part about taking this short too is you got to be wary about, you already broke the session low pivot. But you can see you were getting a nice pullback and you get another rejection. Even if you didn't take it here and you took it here, right around like, you know, 100, you still got a decent move, right? That's about 25 points to that low as well. So let's go back to the 10, as there is more to cover. The rest of it on NQ, what you see though is that, like, the overall market structure, you know, is after we have the opening print, you'll see after that failed push up, we again are rejecting the opening print, and you still have bearish EMAs. You're bearish 9 and 20 under VWAP, okay? So it's really just showing you that you're in a bearish setup, bearish stance, and that in order to flip bullish, you're going to need some real strength here from the buyers, which you're not seeing, right? You get this push off of the orb low, candle by candle flip into the EMAs. That's your first one. And then you close over VWAP, so it is looking good. It fails, right? Same thing. Flips over VWAP, fails. You get the next flip here, etc., right? So pretty choppy day. Now let's look at what VIX was doing. VIX at the same time see where we closed, consolidating and chopping overnight, right where all the EMAs are. You are candle by candle short. Now this is bullish going into the open. However, NQ, and we haven't got to ES, but also ES were candle by candle short. So you had a little bit of confliction up in the box. And so you would have been, you know, ideally just sitting on hands, right? You do get a candle by candle flip long here, which is bearish, and this is your second candle of the day. And the market is all in line when you have that second candle fully printed, right? Let's look at that. Second candle prints, bearish flip. Second candle prints, bullish flip. Second candle is printed here on ES, and you're bearish, so the market is in line, and you would trade bearish, right? With the box. This being the box. I got to think of a new name for it though, because I heard somebody call time and sales the box. Like reading the tape, they call that the box. So I don't know. We gotta come up with something different. Maybe you guys in the comments can give me something different, you know. But I don't know. I've just been calling it in the box up there. So it works for me because I don't really read the tape all that often. I'm not very good at it. So, but you know, this chart, the VIX chart was real nasty. Just a lot of chop, right? We had a gap down here that I was looking to see if we're going to fill. You see we rejected off of it, and we're really just playing an orb range day. So VIX is in an orb range stance. NQ was looking more and more bearish. It got more and more bearish as the day went on. I think Powell spoke around 3 o'clock, or at least some Fed speak around 3 o'clock. I can't remember. You guys can look it up. And because it's not really that important. You just need to be who it was. I just know there was a speaker, so you want to be mindful of the speakers when you're trading. But overall, you know, if you look at ES, we came down, almost hit the previous day low, instantly popped back up, bullish flip right here. So you got a bullish flip off the previous day low. VIX is bearish flip right there. NQ doesn't flip. So, you know, if you're trading NQ, I like to trade all three. 2 out of 3 flip. You're getting this is like pretty close to a flip because you did close over the open of this candle, and it's almost just kind of like you ran out of time. So realistically, I could see why somebody would take this long trade, as this was a very decisive flip here on the VIX, a very strong flip here on ES. But ultimately, this trade isn't something that grows legs. So you got in here around the 80s, and you took it up to, you know, the 30s, right? That's a 50-point trade. That's a great trade, but you know, it's just not something that's going to keep running on you. And you know, you can see the opening print, right? The opening print is bearish. This is a big move down. I have frequently talked about in previous reviews how if you have a large move down, especially one that breaks a pivot, you want to be looking to scale in the upper 15 to 20%, maybe 10% of that candle, as it often respects. And the sellers or buyers, depending on the direction, will step back in, right? So really just a choppy range day. You know, you can see though on ES, I mean, this was a whole lot better. So here was your overnight session low. After London opened, this was the pre-market low. Lose that, we come back up. Great place to go short right in here. And let's look at that. So switch this one. ES. We'll put this on the 2-minute, and we will this. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong drawing. Here. Okay, so DBC is short, breaks the overnight session low, it pops back up. 2-minute 20 EMA rejection, knifes down, pops back up. 2-minute 20 EMA rejection, and it fades off big time. All right, so there's your good trades. Now, candle by candle flips right here. This is the end of it. Pulls back. You're now getting strength off of the 2-minute 9 from the bullish side of things. Even though it hasn't flipped yet, it pushes up, boom. Now here, you're already chopping through VWAP and you're sitting on the middle of the orb range. Now the middle of the orb range is important, is because if you go like this, through the middle of the orb, you can see that ends up being the golden zone. If you pull it down and go from high of day to low of day, you're just barely over the golden zone, right? So, I think, let me make sure. Yeah, if we went to the actual high of day here in pre-market to the session low, you're still sitting in the golden zone, right? So it's pretty close, no matter how you slice it, and it ends up rejecting. So you want to be aware of that, where you're sitting in terms of the market structure as you're inside of the internal structure. And again, these buyers who are stuck, right? They still are looking to get out. They're looking to get out, and knifes down, pops back up. The buyers are now stepping up, and they're trying to create this higher low, but ultimately the sellers step in and give you a lower high right under VWAP. Get that lower high under VWAP right here. Sellers push it down. The buyers try to hold one more time. They get stuffed, right? And candle by candle never flip long this whole way. So you're still candle by candle short, and you're still candle by candle short, and you get this pop back up. This is a great place to enter right in here. See that? Pushes down, right? Doesn't break the pivot, but it pulls back. Now you're basing on the orb low. Again, great place to go short. Go short, and you'll see actually how this candle forms, pushes down, and pops back up. And you just get a really, really choppy day, right? So your entries, again, had to be pretty strong in order for you to be successful trading this. And it was one of those days where, you have to take your reasonable profits, and you're not trying to hold for the moon. I think today is a great example of why you need to be mindful of where your targets are. You need to have realistic targets and trim, take profits, reduce risk, scale out. and then, you know, hold a runner if you want to, but, you know, be reasonable with the stop. And don't hold for the moon. Don't expect to hit a home run. There were lots of base hit opportunities today, and base hits still make profitable traders, right? A lot of times we look at trading and we talk about trading. We'll speak about, you know, hitting base hits, right? Just think of the game. Think of the movie Moneyball, right? Moneyball was all about on base percentage and getting on base. A lot of these trades, they get you on base, right? You don't have to swing for the fences and hit the home run or hit the grand slam in order to be a very successful, quote unquote, team like the movie. You know, your business of trading doesn't have to do a whole lot. Keep hitting those base hits and you can be successful. So base hit day, very choppy range, not a lot of fun, but hopefully this helps you guys out. Just remember, you know, remember the box, your CBC indicator for VIX, ES, and VIX, ES, and NQ here, and hopefully that helped you guys out. I reverted all the way back to today. Sorry about that, but if you have any questions, hit me up down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next recap.